Island, or Rapa Nui as it is known today, is one of the world's most remote inhabited islands. It is famous for its large stone statues, the moai. But while their stony gaze never shifts, life for the island's real-life residents is far from inspired, and now they are telling the Chilean government they have had enough. There are deep problems that have not been resolved since 1888. Cultural problems that represent themselves as problems in daily life. Problems like education, health, employment, infrastructure, conservation. The general sentiment is that Easter Island has a distinctly Polynesian feel, far different from the Latin American mainland to which it is tied. Nobody is asking for independence, they say. They just want the island to be its own province and the people able to elect their own governor. We worry some about the government because we are so far away. We are more involved in tourism here, and if the government provided some incentives, that would be good. In 2006, President Michelle Bachelet approved the construction of a new public hospital and promised to give Easter Island more autonomy. While mainland Chile booms on copper exports as Latin America's economic star, life on the island is no beach holiday. Why did the government build a nice hospital? They do renovations, but there aren't any good doctors. We don't need a nice hospital, we need good personnel. Most islanders are aware they must retain economic links with Chile in order to survive, but are hoping to pass a bill which will mean greater choice and more resources to keep their unique island alive. Easter Island, Rapa Nui, is not just some distant place far from the continent. It is also the entrance door to Chile. With its beauty, with its culture, with its identity that captures everyone's attention, it makes it so that everyone wants to come and see its wonders, its culture, and its dances, amongst many other things. One way to preserve their unique culture is to effect the return of their moai statues. The purpose of the moai remains a mystery, but some scientists believe that they may have served a religious purpose. Carved by hand, out of the soft volcanic tuff by Polynesian colonisers as early as the 11th century, the moai are seen to stand grimly on guard over their island home, dotted around the coastline. Many can be found in museums and collections around the world. Efforts are being made to collect and return them all home. One such statue was recently handed back. Dozens of Chileans attended a reception at the Recoleta Cultural Centre in Buenos Aires to examine the 2-metre monolithic statue. Chilean artist Rosa Velasco, who owns the statue, joined forces with Chilean government officials, businessmen and members of the Easter Island indigenous community to work through the legal process to send the work back to its origin. It's an artistic act because I'm a visual artist and the moai is mine. I'm returning it even though I could also have sold it. But I think that at this moment in the history of man, art has the obligation of putting aesthetic values before the value of money. The sculpture will be taken back to Easter Island, where Indigenous islanders will welcome the statue home with a traditional ceremony. The ancient Easter Island statue will have finally returned to its homeland after 86 years. What happens is that for native people like us, ethnic people who live and believe in cultural traditions, this kind of thing makes us emotional because it's part of our daily life.